Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Superman and Bugs Bunny #1 from 2000 in DC Comics. Since we're on the subject of the great Mark Evanier, here's another oddity from his back pages from around the turn of the century. A strange series that ultimately portended even stranger things down the line. In hindsight, Evanier was the only logical choice to write the first such crossover. Although DC had published Looney Tunes comics consistently since the mid-90s, this was the first ever attempt to bring Warner Brothers' two greatest cash cows together. The story had to take itself just seriously enough to make sense while also not losing sight of just how absurd the pairing was. With his ample experience turning Garfield into a family television staple, Evanier certainly understood how to respect both sides of the equation in writing a story that neither embarrassed the superheroes nor sidelined the cartoon characters while remaining accessible to younger readers. For this strange assignment, he's joined by a panel of legends, Joe Staton providing layouts for Tom Palmer and Mike DeCarlo. If nothing else, it's worth reading just for seeing Staton and Palmer together here. As for the story itself, well, you probably wouldn't be surprised if I told you that rascally fifth-dimensional fiend, Mr. Mxyzptlk, was behind it all. The story begins with him planting Starbucks franchises in empty lots across Metropolis. This was back when the idea of an expensive coffee chain was still seen as a novelty, gobbling up valuable urban real estate, because that's what passed for problems in the twilight of the Clinton years. Anyway, after being easily tricked by Superman into reading a list of tongue-twisting ingredients, he finds himself in the void between dimensions and meets another strange visitor, none other than Yo-Yo Dodo from 1938's Porky and Wacky Land. If that seems like a relatively deep cut for a kid's book in 2000, well, that's what you get for hiring Mark Evanier to write it. Dodo's got his own complaints about urban gentrification. Apparently someone built condos in Wacky Land, and he's anxious to find someone new to annoy. From there, the crisis escalates. Kyle Rayner finds Marvin the Martian on the moon, and suddenly Batman discovers Playboy Penguin from 1949's Frigid Hair. The really funny thing about Superman and Bugs Bunny is that this resoundingly strange story would go on to be only the first of a host of such crossovers, albeit with the rest of a couple decades down the line when DC went all in on a new series of team-ups. That's where Batman met Elmer Fudd, for instance, and Bugs Bunny traveled to the future with the Legion of Superheroes.